Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the final game on Constant Diversion's countdown of the top 4 games of the year. This game will be The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This review is brought to you by Beau Valentine Thompson, a Streamcast contributor. Let's get going.
I see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified.
To view CG Projekt Red's The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is to view a game and its developer that goes against modern gaming practices, and in doing so raises the bar on what one can expect from a modern AAA game and its developer. In short, it gives me hope for the future of the game industry. The Witcher 3 is obviously the third game in the video game series, itself adapted by a series of books from Poland. When I first started The Witcher 3, it was my first time to the series, but it does a great job in setting up the world and the character of Geralt, the titular Witcher, basically a monster hunter with unnatural magical abilities. The dialogue choices are not as robust as other RPGs, but you are taking the identity of an established character with an established backstory. You're never going to become a crazy, antisocial mass murderer in this game, because Geralt is, well, not that kind of character. But fighting there is to be had. You are a monster hunter, after all, and slaying monsters is your bread and butter. You have to appreciate all the different types of enemies in the game. Harpies, golems, vampires, ghosts, werewolves, sea monsters, and humans, all with their own subclasses. Each enemy type has their fighting strategy and attacks and their own weaknesses that you can utilize with potions and spells that you acquire throughout the game, and most of them fight you in groups. While their attacks are varied and can hit hard, the main challenge with most battles is crowd control. That is, making sure you have your wits about you and keep the group of enemies from ganging up on you and chomping you down to the game over screen. This is of a combat that is not seen too often. It's not quite Arkham, and it's not quite the Souls games, but it has strengths from both, as Geralt can easily move about from enemy to enemy with the pull of the analog stick and an attack button, but from the get-go you're charged with always keeping on the move. Maybe you use a sign to momentarily stun one enemy, or shoot a fireball to catch a group on fire while you focus on their comrade with the shield. It's fast and brutal for both sides. It may take a moment to get used to, and what combat system doesn't, but by the end it's a fine system that does a great job of implementing so many character types for so many players to fight with so many different means. I've never seen exploration rewarded quite the way it's rewarded in The Witcher 3. To think that there are literally hours of content that I've missed and I've played the game 3 times is flabbergasting in this modern age of game design where developers and publishers are too scared to have anything hidden due to how long it took them to make it. While I can understand that philosophy, that can be detrimental to a game's experience and story. After all, why have exploration in a game if the game is going to just spoon-feed you all the worthwhile content? CD Projekt Red understands this, and their decision to hold true to their convictions on what makes a better game, not a better product, makes the gaming landscape all the better because of it.
I cannot hide forever. I must face them.
Back inside now!
No. Geralt gave the signal from the woods and Triss hasn't cast the spell.
Damn it! All right, run to her.
Every quest, every side quest, everything in this game has something new to offer you. Be it a new location with hallucinations of whales swimming through the air, to caves half engulfed in water and deadly cheeses. Yeah, you heard that right. To buying paint for a troll to help him finish his chores, to helping the father of a dead newborn that is mutated into a ghoul, to determining who is responsible for a werewolf curse that has torn a young family's life apart, to leading someone's pet goat through the woods with a bell. Every quest in Witcher 3 has something new for you to see or fight, to add some twist to the story, or to make some hard decisions that Geralt has to decide. They all have so much quality to them, and there's no way that the majority of players will see all of it, even if they try to.
What would Papa Vesemir say?
Think Papa Vesemir would have drank that round too.
It's not all super serious. The game features stories that are more of a comedic twist on old fairy tales than relying on dark and gritty just to be dark and gritty. Just like in our own lives, there are goofy moments to go along with the serious ones. This entire scene is spent with you and your two fellow Witchers getting drunk together, playing drinking games, jesting, having drunken heart-to-hearts, and possibly even cross-dressing. And no joke, this world's version of drunk dialing. It's one of the funniest moments I've seen in a game that features some of the best writing and voice voice acting in the entire game. Rarely has a video game given me the feeling of being part of such camaraderie. There are characters to love and sights that will make you pause. Modern 3D games are made of polygons, little triangle-like shapes that you would find in a geometry book. The creatures and characters in the game move due to a computed path made by the developers. You can see and hear trees that are being blown back in the wind because of animation and sound designers. And yet I find myself in a boat sailing to this island in the game and I see a whale. A whale rise out of the ocean beside me and shoot water into the air and get misty-eyed because of what a beautiful sight it is. This isn't the first game to show us convincing worlds, but it's those little moments like the one you're watching that really make me feel like I'm role-playing in a living world. I don't think I could give anything more higher praise than that. This is Eric signing off from Constant Diversion. Thank you for tuning in and watching all the games on our countdown, and we'll see you next year in 2016.